All right. Thank you for coming, everybody. We will call the meeting to order at 5:30 PM. Public appearances, non-agenda items. Anything?
Nope.
And we will move on to approval of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the November 2023 draft minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, John. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I was not here,
Financial
so I'll
report.
abstain.
And abstain?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion to approve both the financial register and the overview?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Anne. And discussion?
Sure. So starting with the register, just wanted to go through a couple of things. You'll see under account 240, there's a Harker charge there for a fan motor. Unfortunately, we realized today that this was just the removal of the fan motor, and the rebuilding and the reinstallation of the fan came today. We'll talk in a minute about some accounts that are within the budget that are going to be overspent at the end of the year, which is fairly typical, but we've got a new workflow in place with the finance department. So that one got worse today when I thought we were sort of done with it. The upside is that everything is working, the air handler is working. I hate to say out loud anything about the HVAC system, but things are good. So we'll see another charge coming in the next couple of months for that one. Let's see, a couple of other things. Oh, and on the second page, account 355, sorter room flooring. So this is a strategic plan project, and we'll, if anybody is interested at the end of this meeting in seeing the new sorter, the whole room looks really good. We repainted and installed the flooring before the sorter got here. So that was kind of a big one. Everything else is, there's another one under 390, patron checks never cashed.
Yeah, what is that?
So when we have patrons that lose something, pay for it, and then bring it back, we write them a check for it, and they often don't end up cashing it. And every few years, we get a charge, and we get finance has to turn that over to the county. So we think we pay it once, but we don't actually pay it, and then we pay it later. It's very frustrating, and I hate everything about it. We didn't do this, like the first time this happened, it was like 6 years in, so it was a really big amount, so they're at least doing it like every other year now. So it's not as much, but that's what that is. On the overview, I guess we'll talk about the memos now. So I sent an email to the officers of the board to give them a heads up about this yesterday, but I wanted the whole board to hear this. So the finance department has a new procedure in place to help with the audit, and they want any account that is going to be overspent between $1 and $4,999 to have a memo to go with it to say why it's going to be overspent, where we can cover the overage elsewhere in the budget, and why we have money available to cover the overage. So this is not anything different with how we manage the budget. It just is a paperwork nightmare that we're going to do at the end of the year every year now. So we've got a couple. The first one is going to be account 120, so LTE seasonal wages. That is the Shelver pool of hours. We treat that as a pool of hours instead of a number of positions. This is actually a really good problem that we're having, but we increased the wage to $15 an hour, and we got a really good candidate pool. The last couple times we've posted it, we've had people that are working their hours and not taking time off. We are having them stay longer. So this is just kind of a mindset shift for Phil and I as we're filling positions here, that this pool is going to work a little bit differently in a really good way for us. But this is sort of the learning year, so we're going to be a little bit overspent there. We are covering that with funds from, let me make sure I'm doing this correctly, we're going to cover that from funds from 110, so you'll see that we've got quite a bit of money left there, and that's from the permanent position vacancies. So we've got plenty of money to cover it there. The next one is going to be 240, repair and maintenance by others. This is going to be the fan motor, the air handler that went down, the software that had to be replaced, the Jace that was $7,000. We just had a lot go on in that account that we didn't expect. This account used to be around $32,000 a year. We took it down to 20 because of the pay plan implementation that we did a couple of years ago, which was absolutely the right thing to do. But that's why we're short here. It was fine last year, not fine this year. I mean, that's kind of an account that is really hard to kind of nail down. So we're going to cover that one. Go through my different memos here. Okay, so we're going to cover this one. I changed this one a little bit from what I sent out yesterday. We're going to cover this one from unexpected interest revenue. Because we got that extra bill today, I was going to try to cover it out of a different account that had $4,000, and now I'm trying to get it to $5,000 just in case something else comes in the next week and a half. So that should be fine. $350 repair and maintenance supplies. This is going to be space heaters and fans
Okay.
that we had to buy to be prepared for any problems with the chiller that is being replaced now. I believe it's going to be next March. So we are prepared in ways that we may or may not need to be prepared, but that kind of hit that account pretty hard. We also had about $800 that was donated by the Friends that went into the donation account, actually the miscellaneous revenue account, to build the little free library. So that revenue or the expenditure came out of that account. So those two things are why that happened. And that one we are going to cover with unspent funds from 110 again. So the vacancies that we had in the permanent positions. Collection is going to be the last one. That's 387. So what we do at the end of the year is we ask all of our book vendors to do a stop ship date. So on December 8th this year, we asked them to stop shipping us things so that we could get things in the door, get them invoiced, paid for, and wrap things up at the end of the year. And then because we have a new Advantage account that is through Overdrive just for Fitchburg, we were going to take whatever was left at the end of the year and put it into Advantage. And we did that. We had $6,000. Everything was great. And then things started showing up from one of our vendors that shouldn't have showed up, so they did not honor the stop ship date. And we got some things in. So we're going to be, I think, a couple of $1,000s overspent in that. We also had a very generous donation of $2,500 from a couple of patrons that wanted us to increase the large print collection. And so that as revenue went into donations, but the expenditure came out of 387. So we've got a couple of different things there that are going to probably make us overspent there. I'm not that worried about it. I think always with that account, I would rather overspend it than underspend it. I don't ever want to leave collection money on the table. And we are going to, we're going to be able to cover that with a donation account. So that should kind of works itself out. We have typically overspent in either 340 or 387 that goes hand in hand with revenue that we didn't expect that comes into donations or miscellaneous. So that is all very normal. We're just kind of writing it down and documenting it this time. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, excellent. All right, that's everything I have to say about the current budget. We are watching this real close, so what you're looking at is September. Tim and I are tracking October and November. I've got a budget where I'm estimating December so that I know where we're going to end up at the end of the year, which is just kind of how this all goes. We'll end up approving a post-audit budget in March or April. It looks to me, in the one that I'm playing with, that we're going to put about $150,000 into fund balance. So we're good.
Wendy, quick question.
Yeah.
And this is really more logistical.
Yeah.
The financial overview is always difficult to read, as opposed to using, I don't know if we're using Microsoft Word or Excel here.
Excel.
But you have to scroll and keep your line in the right place to see where it is. Is there any way that when this is presented, you can eliminate October, November, December, for instance, so that
Oh, sure, to
everything
hide
is
it?
up to, yeah. Does that kind of make sense?
It does. I think it will still, throughout the year, get a little bit progressively harder to read
Correct.
because we'll want to show the whole year, but it would be easier in the beginning of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can look into how to hide that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big document.
It's a wide document.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
With a lot of
It
lines
is.
and,
It is.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we should vote on that.
Okay, is anything that she can clarify? Okay, all in favor of passing the overview and, what's the other one called? Register, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstains? Motion passes. Okay. Next, we are to unfinished business, which we never have any. Okay, moving along, the new business, the 2024 budget.
Yes, so, oh, we should have motions.
Motion, I will motion to approve the budget.
Okay. So you've seen this. It has not changed drastically since you saw it, but it has been to council and been formally approved. So just wanted to make sure that you saw it one more time. A couple things that I'll note is that the property tax levy did go up, and that is partially because of net new construction increase and partially because of a TID distribution. So that's always good to see. You'll also notice that we've got assigned fund balance applied for $70,000. Those are a couple of different projects. First is going to be turning the gallery space into a conference room. So that's about $35,000. We have $10,000 in for strategic planning projects, $12,000 in for furniture, and I believe $15,000 in for upgrading the AV in this room, which I believe will be happening in February. So that'll be good. It's probably long overdue. Going through everything else, more or less stayed the same. You remember that Misty Dodge came and talked to us about the admin fee going up. So that's kind of a significant increase. You'll notice at the bottom that we have a difference of $68,000, but that's because of the fund balance money. So that is exactly where we want to be. We're in very good shape. I am worried because of the accounts that we're overspending this year, so that 240 account work done by others is down to 19,000. It was at 20 for this year and we overspent it. The good news, I think, is that with the chiller being replaced in March, hopefully we're not looking at some of the issues that we've had this year. But that used to be significantly higher, and I think that's always my goal, is to get that back up just in case. We do have a CIP that will roll over, so we do have some money for building expenses if we would need it. We spent a chunk of that on the engineering for the chiller, but there's still some money there. So, and our fund balance is very healthy, so we're in good shape overall. Yeah. Any questions about that I can answer?
Just a comment that you won't have to repair the sorter, so that's good.
Yay! So happy about that.
Repairs and maintenance being lowered.
Yep.
There are no clarifications. We'll vote. Anything? All in favor of passing the 2024 operating budget, please say aye, or raise your hand or cough. Opposed?
I apologize.
Abstaining? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll go to committee reports, strategic planning.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
sorry, I missed President's report.
Yeah.
I have nothing to report. So just thank you all for being here. Happy holidays, and thank you for serving. The statistics, we usually don't go over those. Wendy, so library director report, do you want to talk about them today?
Just a couple things. So the new sorter has been installed. We had the book drop closed for about 2 weeks, a little bit less than that. It went mostly smoothly. We are still dealing with some IT issues. We've got an extra switch plugged in that I don't understand, that I'm trying to get somebody to tell me why we have. They did upgrade us to a sorter control computer at the last minute because the outside drop and inside drop weren't talking to each other. So that's great. No increase in cost there. Patrons are learning how to use it, so you do have to do things one at a time. It will not accept them more than one at a time because then it can't sort it. So there is a learning curve there. Most people are doing very well. Every now and again, we find it jammed full of things. It doesn't like that, so it doesn't function very well when that happens. I am terrified somebody's going to hit it with their car. It has a shelf, which makes using it a lot easier. So you can put your book on, the lights turn green, you push it through. It has rollers, so it takes it from you. But I pulled my CRV up to it, and it's like the perfect height to hit my mirror. So we had a sign up that said, watch your mirror, and then we found that on the ground. So somebody hit the sign. We've got extra bollards up. We painted the existing bollards yellow, doing everything we can to get people's attention to not hit it. Fingers crossed. The other thing, and I sent an email out, so I think you all know this, but the Little Free Library went up in Southdale Park. It's super cute. Minda is going out to check on it every so often. I think people don't quite know what to do with it yet, but we're trying to get the word out. So yeah, so that's good. And that is one, the idea is that you take a book, leave a book, but we're really just hoping people take books, and we are planning to refill it periodically with donations, and we'll probably have to purchase some books in Spanish. But yeah, that's great. That's everything for my report.
Okay. And strategic planning report, please.
We are all wrapped up for this strategic plan, and we are talking about what to do for the next one next year. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Facilities?
Told you everything I know about that.
Okay. Personnel?
We are fully staffed. Everything's good. We've got a little bit of shifting of shelvers. We have a shelver that works generally through, fall through winter, and then goes to a warmer place and then comes back. So she's going out, but we have a college student coming back that will slot into that space for January, and then I think we'll be fine until we get to summer. So that's all good.
Okay. Next board meeting will be January 17th, 2024, at 5:30 PM in this room.
Yes.
And I need a motion to adjourn for the fastest meeting ever.
I move to adjourn.
Thank you.
I second.
All in favor of adjourning till next year? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.
Excellent.
Have a
Thank
happy
you.
new year.